Cashflow Pro offers free money management advice to help you take control of your finances. And now here's your host, personal finance enthusiast and licensed insurance broker, James Barber.
Good evening. Welcome to Oregon Cashflow Pro. My name is James Barber. I'm here to help you maximize your cash flow. How's everybody doing today? Kind of a rough day in the stock market, as Wednesdays usually are. I can't tell you how many times. I do our Wealth Care Wednesday live streams, and the markets, it seems like more often than not, pretty red on Wednesdays. But we are here to talk finance, answer questions. This is our question and answer session for the week. If you've got any questions, put them in the chat. You can always go to my website, OregonCashflowPro.com. You can leave a voice message there for me, which I will play during these live streams and answer. I don't think we had any this week. I didn't get a chance to check, but I usually get an email if we get one in. So, don't have one to share with you guys this week. But if you want to leave one, and I will play it on another week, please do so. I actually really like having those voicemail questions. And you don't need any special equipment to do it. All you got to do is there's a button on the side of the website, you click, and it allows you to record it right there. Don't need any recording equipment or anything special. So, how are you guys doing tonight? Let me know that you can hear me. I'm assuming you can hear me, because it looks like it's telling me my sound is working, but it's always nice to have verification. I remember there was a Wealth Care Wednesday live stream I did a while back. It was a couple months ago, but I think I talked for 40 minutes, and this thing was not on. The sound was not on. Well, no, was it the sound that wasn't on, or maybe the whole stream wasn't recording? I think it started recording and it cut off. I don't remember. I just know I went 40 minutes. I was going through a big spiel, and it was not recording. Oh, I know what happened. I started it on Streamlabs, but it didn't start the video on YouTube. And so I just kept talking, thinking that it was going on YouTube, because it's supposed to happen seamlessly. And so I talked for 40 minutes, nobody was responding. I just thought, well, slow night. And so I went through a story I had prepared, and anyways, I talked for 40 minutes, realized nothing got recorded. Finally started it late, and found out nothing was working. And then there was another time where I was doing a live stream of opening the market, and I didn't realize it, but my mic wasn't turned on. And so I was talking for 10 minutes straight, and I was doing a news segment at the time. So I would start the live stream, I would start a news segment, and I wouldn't look over at the comments until after I get done with the news segment, because I didn't want to interrupt what I was going through, the list I was going through. Well, it turns out my mic wasn't on, and everybody in the comments was trying to tell me that they were just seeing my mouth move, but there was no sound, and it did it for 10 minutes. And the champions there stuck through it, just laughed at me, and they were there when I finally turned it back on. It was pretty funny. Always good when we can laugh at ourselves, but I do have to try to remember to make sure that the sound is working when I get on. So thank you, Lame Fame. Appreciate that. David, how are you doing this evening? And good evening to you, Lame Fame. Yeah, red day in the market. At least everything I was looking at, except Apple. Apple did good. There were some other big tech stocks that did good, but I'm not in those big tech stocks. I do have a position in Apple, though, and that one did pretty good today. So it's nice to see that go up. Tesla was a struggle. A lot of the positions today were a struggle, but I take that as a buying opportunity. Took that as a buying opportunity, expanded some of my positions that I'm confident in, ones that will be good moving forward. No, Apple didn't save me. I only have a teeny tiny position in Apple. It gave me something to work with, though. It gave me something to work with. I was definitely down on the day, because most of my positions have to do with Tesla. And so with Tesla being down 3% on the day, down $20, I was basically down I don't know. I think I was down like $3,000 today. Something like that. So, Canirdo, how are you doing? Do I think Tesla is going up tomorrow? I sure hope so. Thursdays are usually a good day for Tesla. I don't know what to think, though. This has been kind of a bizarro week. We got really great delivery numbers that came in over the weekend. Like record delivery numbers. We are expecting a record earnings coming up at the end of this month, and I would expect a run up into that. But it didn't really run up. It went up 4% on Monday, and that's it. That's it. I mean, we've basically been down. We gapped up at night, and then it trades down during the day. Very strange, very unlike Tesla. But we could be in a new era after the S&P inclusion, where it's never going to react like it used to. So it might be the new normal. However, I do expect we can't go down all the time. I expect that we're gonna get up a bit before earnings. I just don't know how much. Don't know how much. And we may go down again before earnings. So I did a technical analysis on it, on Tesla, a couple hours ago. And it looks like tomorrow it could go down to 630, 635, somewhere right around there. Or it could go up. We've got a channel that we're trading in. There's a trend line. And if the channel that we're trading in, looks like the support levels are like 650 to 700. But the trend line goes all the way down to 630 or so, 636, something like that. Let me take a look. I've got it up here. Let me take a quick look. Remind myself. Yeah, 650. It looks like 650. We're trading in it. We've got a wedge. We've got a wedge that we're trading in that goes from 650 up to about 695. So if we stay, actually the bottom of the wedge goes down to 615. Bottom of the wedge goes down to 615, but we're up near the top of this wedge right now. And the top of the wedge is right about 695. So we were in a wedge prior to this. We broke out above it. I just made a new, what looks like the beginning of a new wedge. So we've got this wedge that we're working on, or we have this channel that we're trading between, which will be that 695, or I mean 650, 651 up to 710. Right around 710. Maybe, yeah, right around 710. So, who knows? Who knows where it's going to go? Hopefully we'll break out above this before earnings. But the new wedge that I drew, it actually coincides with where I project earnings to come out. So earnings, I'm expecting to come out on the 21st or the 28th. If it comes out on the 21st, that's just inside the end of the wedge. If earnings come out on the 28th, that's just past the end of the wedge. Now, that could mean that we get a breakout in anticipation of earnings before it sells. Before it sells off for the news. So that could happen right at the end of the wedge. If that happens, though, that means we're going to be trading. The end of this wedge is down around 640. Right around 640. So we got some downside ahead of us as far as this wedge goes between now and the end of April. It could be trading, back down to 617, 620 before we get to the end of this wedge at 640. So that'll be really disappointing if it sticks inside this wedge. I think it might be more likely we stay in this channel between 650 and 710. More likely we stay in this channel. And that could be a consolidation channel before it breaks up due to earnings or sells off due to the news. So that's the best I got. That's the best I got as far as Tesla goes. How are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Let me know what you guys are doing to maximize your cash flow. We want to talk more than stocks here if we can. Want to talk more than stocks? What are you doing to mitigate your risk? If you're heavy in the stock market, what are you doing to mitigate that risk? Here on Wealthcare Wednesdays, we want to talk about all things finance. Dynamic banking, infinite banking, credit cards, credit card rewards, lines of credit, home equity lines of credit, mortgages, anything you can think of. The floor is wide open. Now's the time. If you got questions, go ahead and ask them. Go ahead and ask them. We broke 6,000 subscribers this week, so that was kind of cool. This channel's been going on now for just over 2 years, 2 years and a few months. So nice and steady growth. Kind of took a while to get our feet under us, but we passed 1,000 subscribers last summer, end of last summer. So we've shot up quite a bit since then. So it's been pretty cool. But back to what are you doing? What are you doing to preserve your wealth? What are you doing other than investing in the stock market? If most of the folks listening right now are invested in the stock market. Sam Lee, how high is Tesla going tomorrow? I just went through an analysis that I just talked about, that technical analysis I was looking at. My best guess is tomorrow we're going to trade between, if we stay within the wedge, 693 looks like the top. And the low could be 615, right around 615. But my guess is we're actually trading between a channel with a support level of right around 650 and a resistance up around 710. So if that's the case, we could go up to 710 tomorrow before we meet heavy resistance. 718 is also an area where we see a lot of prior resistance. So that could also be a target if we can break through that 710. But there's a good chance we could go down to 650 as well. And I think it's likely that we'll be trading between that 650 and 710. So hopefully that answers your question. One of the things that I was looking at, and I had talked to some folks the folks in the live stream, is beyond what I'm doing in the stock market, I have a couple of other areas where I'm putting some funds. One, which is pretty cool, is Acorns. And Acorns is like, I used to pay with cash and get change, and at the end of the day I would put that change in a jar and it would just pile up, and then I would take it to the bank, deposit it, and put it into my savings account. So it would build up every once in a while enough to where I'd go take it in. Acorns is kind of like that, except what they'll do is, we're in the digital world, so they'll check your account, and if you've spent money and you didn't spend an even amount, it'll round up to the nearest dollar, and it'll just sweep that into a brokerage account. And that's called Acorns. And you can also give them a little bit each month. You can also send in a little bit each month. So what I'm doing is, I was putting in $5 a week along with all of my extra rounded up change. And I've got a pretty good return on it. I started doing this last year. I just last month upped it to $10 a week instead of $5. But I'm at 25% return. 24.73% return after the cost. So that's pretty impressive, and that's not something that I've had to worry about. You know, it's like, this is money that I would normally not even pay much attention to. So it's a neat little place to save up, kind of out of the way of your normal trading. So I wanted to share with you my referral link, because if you're interested in doing it, you should check it out. You can also set these up for your kids. There's a early for kids account on here. You can set up your a retirement account in here if you wanted to. A lot of different ways you can do it. So I'm going to put this in my chat. I'm going to put the referral link in the chat here. Give me just a minute. And if you're interested, check it out. Let me get to my channel. All right. Link is posted in the chat. So if you're interested in that, check it out. Like I said, over the last year, I'm up 25%. And it held back when the market started coming down on all of our Tesla and all the growth stocks we've been playing around in. You know, we down day after day after day. That thing was at 20% gains. It didn't dip when everything else dipped. I was pretty impressed by that. Pretty impressed. And it also illustrated the need to have a little bit of diversification. You know, I love having money in there that I can trade with because I think there's a lot that I can do with it and I can get a good return. But I also like having one that I can look to if I'm having a challenging time in the market. I can also have something else that's performing pretty good. So check out that link. Let me know what you think. Maylin, how are you doing this evening? Is Bitcoin a good hedge to Tesla? You invest in both. You're very interested in velocity banking or dynamic banking now to mitigate your risk. Nice, nice. Okay, so dynamic banking is not a way to mitigate risk. Okay? Dynamic banking is not a way to mitigate risk, but it is a way to maximize your cash flow. So definitely check out the videos on that and sign up for a meeting with me. Sign up for a meeting with me. I don't know why that wasn't already up. I'm going to put my Calendly link here. You can always sign up for a one-on-one with me if you want to have a specific talk about how you can implement dynamic banking in your life. Dynamic banking is just a way that we can move our money more efficiently, right? It's a way to move our money efficiently. Take advantage of all the money that flows through our hands. As far as Bitcoin being a hedge to Tesla, I don't think so. I mean, Tesla's exposed to Bitcoin. Tesla bought a lot of Bitcoin, which I thought turned out pretty good. I was hesitant at first to think that it was much of a good idea, but after they made the investment, it made more and more sense to me at how they can turn that into a good thing. So I like what they're doing. I like what Tesla's doing with Bitcoin, but I don't know if Bitcoin is a hedge against it. If you look at the market movement, oftentimes they're kind of moving together. Right now, still, if the market drops, Bitcoin's usually coming down. So I don't know if Bitcoin is exactly a hedge for it. Now, this is just the short term, though. I mean, I'm watching this day to day. When you take a long-term view of it, Bitcoin could probably be a hedge. Yeah. And it may even actually be a good investment if it grows the way we're expecting to see it grow. If it gets more and more institutional investors buying in on it, if there becomes more and more uses for it, more platforms that you can trade with it, it could end up being a decent hedge. I view Bitcoin as, like it functions like gold. It's a good store of assets. It's a good place to store your money, let's say. So Bitcoin acts as a hedge against inflation, I think. It acts as a hedge against inflation more than as a hedge against Tesla, right? But I do like it. Yeah, I'm being invested in both. That's good. I think that's great. I don't have anything against being invested in both of those. I kind of like being invested in Tesla is kind of like being invested in an ETF. You get exposed to so many different sectors. You got batteries, you got vehicles, you got clean energy, solar. What else? Energy. There's all kinds of things that you get invested in when you're connected with Tesla. So one of my favorite investment opportunities, right? Harry, you keep forgetting about these. Got here a bit early tonight. How's everyone doing? Good, doing good. Mei Lin, we got a meeting next Friday. You're researching a lot right now. You've watched about 10 videos on velocity banking and cash value life insurance. Excellent. Excellent. Well, I look forward to seeing you then. And if you have any questions in the meantime, you can certainly keep asking them here. This is an open forum. But our one-on-one meeting gives you the opportunity. It gives us the opportunity to really dig in deep on the specifics of your situation. So that's great. Look forward to that. I look forward to it. I got to tell you guys, I have been meeting with you guys. It feels like nonstop for the last year. I'm ready for a vacation, but I enjoy the heck out of it. I get to hear, I've started posting some of the feedback I get from our meetings because it sends out, I have Calendly automatically set up to where after we do a meeting, it'll send out a survey to you where it just 5 easy questions, just asks, how did we do? Did we meet your expectations? Anything you would suggest? And so I'm starting to put those in the community posts here on YouTube. So I'm doing a screenshot of the answers, making sure that I'm not going to reveal any names, but screenshot of the answers, and I'm posting on there because, I appreciate the feedback, whether it's good or bad. I appreciate the feedback, but I tend to get a lot of really good feedback, and so I definitely like to share that because providing value is what I want to do. And when I get that good feedback, it's letting me know that, yes, I am providing some value to you guys. So I appreciate you guys explicitly letting me know. So I don't have to just guess by subscriber count or likes on videos. Adventure, good evening. Harry, you suppose the only thing you could say on that, if inflation and interest rate rise, it would more likely hurt Tesla, but would help Bitcoin. That's a good point. Good point. Darius. Hey, James, he says, PIMCO looking good in Allianz bonus feature. What signs you look for to make you lock it in or let it keep growing? Good question. And yeah, PIMCO is doing great this year. So in our Allianz policies, there's 2 actively managed volatility indexes that I have in my policies and I recommend that folks use. They're uncapped and they have a really good participation rate. And currently on one of my policies, my PIMCO for this year alone, and I'm only 6 months into my policy. I'm about 6 months into it. I've got another 6 months to go. And I'm currently sitting at like an 11.25 gain on it. Now that's after my bonus and my participation rate. So really, really solid. I'm not looking at locking that in because the market's still doing well. I'm not too concerned about the market. I may lock it in if I start to see something turn around, but these are actively managed volatility indexes. So they're meant to avoid going down in a major crash. And in the meantime, they're going to just keep moving money from stocks or S&P 500 type funds and bonds. So as things get volatile in the stock market, they're going to move to bonds. And as things settle down, they'll move back to the stocks. And they seem to be working pretty good. Now, Bloomberg has a lot to do to catch up. Bloomberg's been struggling. It's been at a negative for me for almost the whole time. Almost the whole time. Now, historically, that Bloomberg one, though, outperforms PIMCO. But there's a few years in there where PIMCO really outperforms the Bloomberg. And that's why I split it up between those two. And this year happens to be one of those years where it's a good thing to have it split up. That PIMCO is really high. I think I'm at just under 1% on the Bloomberg right now. But I've got 6 more months to go on mine. So you got to take a look at yours. Yours may have just started. In fact, on yours, Darius, yeah, you haven't been in it for 6 months yet. You still got a long ways to go. These things are uncapped. So there's a chance, if we go back to 2017, that Bloomberg, it actually returned 14%. That's before the participation in the bonuses. After the participation and bonuses, depending on which one you're using, but you could have gotten a credit of over 23% if you didn't lock it in and you just let it keep going. Now, it's possible maybe it was higher at some point, and maybe you could have locked it in higher. I don't know. But that's what I'm looking for. Like, I'm pretty happy at 11%, but it seems like there's not a whole lot to worry about. The Fed's still printing money, and the market overall is still doing pretty good. S&P is hitting record highs. The Dow is hitting record highs. So I'm not looking at locking anything in just yet for my policies. I wouldn't really recommend anybody else be doing it either, unless you're absolutely happy with where it's at and you just don't want to risk it going down. You can certainly make that choice, and that's okay. So the signs that I look for, if I'm going to think about locking it in, is how am I feeling about the overall market? How's everybody else feeling? A month or so ago, it seemed like there was a lot of hysteria around how high everything has grown. And you were really starting to feel like people were getting ready to panic because everything was so high. Everything had been going up, up, up. I don't get that feeling at all now. Even though we just hit record highs, I don't get that feeling at all. You know, a lot of things that were very high growth took a big hit. They're no longer up at those high highs. It's other things that are coming up and keeping the market up in general. So I feel a lot better with where it's at. But that's the signs I'm going to look for. Signs of a reoccurring pandemic. We definitely got to watch that, because in February of 2020, you would have been good to lock in rather than wait for the market to drop. So we're always trying to keep an eye on potential market crashes. But we're not just looking at any particular sector. We're not just looking at tech or, growth stocks. You got to take everything into consideration, because these actively managed volatility indexes are going to move around. If you're not in the actively managed volatility indexes, if you're just in an S&P index, pay attention to the S&P. It's always hard to try and time the market, but the main thing is we avoid the major crashes, right? Rather we be wrong a little bit when we stop the winnings a little bit short, and be right when we avoid the major crashes. I think that would probably be okay. Although we're still protected from the downside in our indexes, in our policy, because you don't go below zero, right? By locking it, our main goal for locking it is to avoid a 0 year. So if there's some reason you think a 0 year is possible by your anniversary date, you want to pay attention and maybe lock it in at some point. Mei Lin, you're a long-term investor in both of them, especially Tesla. You're a Tesla fangirl. Nice, nice. You agree about Tesla and its technology, AI, self-driving, solar energy, storage, battery, etc. Thank you for all of the education. You're welcome. You're welcome. Happy to be of help. And I'm glad to have you on the channel. I would recommend you join our Discord. If you like to have the discussions, we have a great Harry Bowman. In fact, he's a moderator on our Discord as well, and he's all over crypto. He's a big fan of Ethereum, but he's on top of everything going on in those worlds. So if you want to have somebody to chat with outside of my live streams, Discord is a great place. We have a channel dedicated to crypto. We have a channel dedicated to Tesla. And we have a whole bunch of other channels as well that people can keep that conversation going. To become a member, all you got to do is join as a YouTube channel member or a patron. And that gets you access to the private Discord. So I welcome you to join us. If you join as a YouTube channel member, you get a cool little green name and the badge. Kind of like Harry's got that purple badge. That's the 3-month badge. I think that's a 3-month badge. Is that the 3-month badge? Yeah, I believe so. It should change again at 6 months. Should change again at 6 months. And I see at the beginning of our live stream, Trent Thomas joined the cash flow community. So welcome, Trent. Welcome. Harry says, I mean, there's me, which should be enough of a reason to join, but there's 140 other good people in there. Yeah, So Harry and Sovan, though, are the two big crypto guys in there. And Sovan likes to trade crypto, and he also does computer repairs. And oftentimes, he gives away laptops to our Discord members. So I believe we're going to be doing a giveaway later this month at some point. Give away another laptop. So pretty cool. We've got some really neat folks in there. And and I need to start this, but I'm anticipating I was hoping to start it today. I didn't get to it. Maybe by Friday, maybe we'll start the next Oregon Cash Flow Pro Invitational virtual trading contest. Our virtual trading contest. So we do that using Market Watch. I set that up, and the prize this month is going to be my course, my options course that I'm putting together. Kelman won it last month. I haven't finished the options course yet, though. I'm still working on it, but it's in progress. And the winner of that contest will get it for free. So, but you can only join that contest as a member of our Discord. So welcome. I welcome all of you to join us. We do tend to have some fun. All right, I need to make an adjustment here. Give me just a moment. I gotta turn off that auto stop just in case the stream catches a hiccup. It's not gonna automatically stop the stream because it looks like I've had a couple of hiccups already. Yeah, we're getting some skipped frames. Well, we were for a little bit there. So hopefully those are gone. I hope everything's coming through okay. So be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done it. If you'd like to be notified when we do go live, we go live each morning when the stock market opens. 6:30. I go live 6 a.m. my time, but 6:30 a.m. my time is when the stock market opens. And we do our Welfare Wednesday live stream every Wednesday at 6 p.m. my time. So it's a long day. I can feel it. My voice is feeling it already because I open with a live stream and then I do meetings all day and then we finish with a live stream. But just on Wednesdays. But I enjoy this. I enjoy this quite a bit. So we push on despite the challenges. Let's see. Darius, where's your indexes at currently? Let me know where yours are at. Interested. I mean, I could go look it up, but interested to hear. Harry, yes, 2 p.m. BST. 2 p.m. BST. 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. Boy, it really feels like my voice is gonna go out on me during this. Been a long week. I've been staying up a little bit too late because I've got paperwork and stuff to catch up on, but I also started a new series. That's on HBO Max. It's called Titans. I think it's on HBO Max. Might be on... Yeah, I think it's HBO Max. Anyways, it's like Teen Titans, but it's just Titans. Really good series. Really good series. So me and the missus have been working our way through that. That's a little bit of the time we get to spend together. Harry, it's 2:35 a.m. in the UK right now. What are you doing awake? I remember doing that when I was young, though. I know you're young. I can't do that these days. I got to get my beauty sleep. Definitely got to get more rest as you get older. Can't stay up so late. Actually, I don't know if you can't stay up so late, but it just isn't worth it. You just put more value in the sleep. Like sleep makes you feel so much better when you get older. You definitely value it more. And notice your values change as you get older. When you're younger, it's like when you go to sleep, what are you going to miss out on? You're afraid to miss out on stuff, so you don't want to sleep. It's like a waste of time. But as you get older, you're like, I've already done that. I'm going to just go get some sleep. I feel better. Harry, you literally live on Eastern Standard Time? I bet. Darius, all right, thanks. That makes you feel better about letting it roll. Good. Yeah, I mean, you still have a ways to go. What do you got? You got another 10 months still? 12 months? You still got, or no, not that long. You probably got another 9 months still, right? Adventure asks, have you paid for a mass policy using a bank bill pay? Do you know how long it takes a check to clear their system? I have not. I have not used the bank bill pay. But it shouldn't take very long to clear their system. It shouldn't take very long. As long as it made it to the right place, should be just fine. I make my payments. How did I make my Mass Mutual payments? I think I did it by EFT. I don't remember mailing them a check. In fact, my policy anniversary is coming up this month on the 18th. So I will be making another payment with them shortly. That'll be my third payment with them. Going on my third year. I have a policy with Mass Mutual. I have a policy with Guardian. I have a policy with National Life. And I've got policies on my girls with National Life. And I've got policies on my girls with Allianz. And my wife has a policy with Guardian. So those are all of our policies currently. And Mass Mutual, that one's going on 3 years. I've already done 3 years of National Life, which I need to update my videos. I need to update my IUL videos. I want to keep you guys abreast of it, but in one of my first series, part 3, I went through my policies. I went through my National Life policies, and I need to do an update on those. I don't sell too much National Life these days because they reduce the caps, and Allianz just has... I can design a better policy with Allianz these days than I can with National Life. And so almost exclusively I do Allianz policies these days, just because it's the best one out there for design. It may not always be the best one out there, so I'm trying to stay on top of other good offerings, but it's such a great product. I think my next one, I'm planning on the next one that I open to be another Allianz. So Adventure. Oh, Harry says he gets his sleep just from 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. Oh, okay, that works. That's like my daughter. My daughter does that, but she doesn't have the excuse you do. She just stays up all night. She can't seem to sleep. She's a night owl for sure. Adventure. You're making your payment from a stock account margin balance that does not have a checking account linked. Oh, but you can make bill pays from it, right? Doesn't have a checking account linked, but you can make a bill payment from it. That makes sense. One of the things I figured out last month or the month before is... No, time has been flying. I figured it out before then. I figured out that how I can make life insurance payments with my credit cards. So I have some 0% credit cards that if I go to plastic.com, PLASTIQ.com, you just upload an invoice, show them the invoice, and you can pay bills with your credit card. Bills that you normally would not have an opportunity to pay with a credit card. So by me paying my life insurance premium with my credit card, the plastic fee is only like it's less than 3%. And because I have a 0% reward for a year, I get 0% use of that credit card for a year. It essentially only costs me 3% or less than 3% for that year. And the money that goes into my policy is going to grow at a faster rate than that. So it's a really good use of funds. Really good use of that 0%. I like to do it that way. So good luck, Adventure. I'm not sure. Bill pay should work just fine. I just don't know timeline, how quick it gets in there. But it shouldn't take too long. Certainly not any longer than mailing him a check, I would imagine. How long have you had your mass policy? Are you pretty happy with it? The top carriers I like to use for whole life: Mass Mutual, Guardian, and Penn Mutual. And I've done a video on those. I've done a video comparing all three of them. The only one I don't own a policy on yet is Penn Mutual, and I do want to get one. I do want to get a Penn Mutual. They're just less they're less flexible when it comes to making your premium payments. So I usually only recommend those ones to people who have a set amount to contribute each year, and they don't need the flexibility that Guardian offers. Mass Mutual is also very inflexible, like Penn Mutual as well. But really good, you can get a really good dividend. You can get a really good dividend from Penn Mutual. Even better, numbers-wise, straight returns. I see even better returns than with Mass Mutual. Typically, I see, as far as returns go, Penn Mutual, then Mass Mutual, then Guardian. That's the order. But Penn Mutual just kind of blows it out of the water after a number of years. The death benefit multiplies faster, and the cash value goes up a little quicker, even though the dividend rates are supposedly about the same. So pretty interesting. Adventure, you talked with IBC Global crew, and they had never heard of someone trying this. This is also why I'm doing it a week early. Premium payment number 2. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Well, there's no reason why it wouldn't work. I mean, if it's a bill pay, it works just like sending out a check. So, yeah, I don't imagine you'll have any trouble with that. Bella, good evening. Good evening. The thing to remember, though, if you max funded your policy last year and you're sending it in a week early, they will probably not receive it until they can receive it for you. So they won't receive it early. You may not see them cash it until they're able to cash it, so that you don't mech out. Darius, PIMCO's at 9.5 and 5. Bloomberg 1.7 and 0.7. Nice. That's really good. 9.5. How much time difference was there between those policies? We only had like a month, right? A month between those. That's some good returns, though. And you still got a ways to go. So let's hope for a big breakout year for the PIMCO. That would be awesome. That would be cool. Well, we're getting on 45 minutes. If you guys got any questions, put them in the chat. I'm happy to answer. But if we're going to run out, I'm certainly not against letting my voice rest and logging off of here. But you still have my undivided attention for the next 15 minutes, if you have any questions. I do appreciate you guys being here with me, showing up. Gives me some content to share with the world, and hopefully it provides you with some value as well. So, Let's see. Let's see. Oh, I still need to prep my stream for tomorrow. I didn't get my thumbnail up yet and schedule tomorrow's live stream. Who saw today's live stream thumbnail? From this morning. Yesterday, because yesterday was a Tuesday. We thought Tesla was going to go up. I thought Tesla was going to go up. Tuesdays are usually good days for Tesla. And so my thumbnail was, the Tesla live stream or Tesla day trading live stream, but I had a rocket ship because I thought we were going to climb, and it didn't. It kind of traded down all day. It gapped up and then traded down. And so for today's live stream this morning, the thumbnail was somebody riding a rocket, but I tilted it down and it said, I don't know if this is going the right direction. So, and then of course today it just did not turn out well. Traded down all day again. No, actually not all day. It traded down at the beginning of the day, went back up, didn't quite hit positive. I don't think we quite hit positive, but we got really close. We got close at one point. Yeah, we got really close at one point. And then it just came down, all downhill from there. So, Harry, where did it close? It closed at 670.97. And then it came up $1 in the aftermarket. So, didn't turn out too well. Adventure, you're 25, got all the insurance Mass would offer you. Would you say that my parents are the best to expand your system of policies on? What would you look for when getting policies on parents? You can get a policy on your parents, but you're not going to be able to get a very large policy on your parents. One thing you might do is you could probably do a joint ownership with them and get a higher policy and get a higher amount, because the biggest amount that you can get is as an income replacement, as for death benefit, right? Now, were you limited from Mass based on your death benefit or based on your payment? Because that's a big difference. Mass Mutual wants to know exactly how much you're putting in. So you could get a big death benefit, but they're only going to let you contribute X amount of whatever your income is. So what was it that limited you? Was it the death benefit or the financial underwriting portion of it? That can make a big difference. But expanding your system of policies with your parents, it can work. But like I said, the key is you need to be able to qualify for a bigger death benefit in order to be able to in order to create large policies, right? Now, I don't know how big you're thinking that you would want it to be in order to expand. It might be that they would give you enough insurable interest with your parents that it would meet the needs you're looking to fill. But your insurable need with your parents is not going to be as much as their insurable need as an income replacement if they're still working. So the challenge is to determine your insurable interest. Death benefit, it's about 1/3 of your income for your current policy. That doesn't sound right. 1/3 of your income. So, okay, so take your annual income, multiply it by 30. That's the amount of death benefit you should be able to qualify for. So is that the amount of death benefit you're at right now? Harry said in Discord, it looked like it was high peg stocks that were getting completely pegged today. Banks were the only anomaly to that. I noticed that. And it wasn't the bank and it's not the bank that I'm in. I've got a JP Morgan. I've got a JP Morgan play, and it didn't really gain anything today. But I'm sure there were some other ones that did better. So, Adventurer, Mass Mutual approved you for a payment of 1/3 of your annual income as a premium. That's really good, because typically they don't approve that high of payments. Typically they don't approve that high of payments. Death benefit. Oh, well, maybe they only limited you to 25. You should have been able to get 35. You should have been able to, or 30. You should have been able to get 30 times your income. So you do still have some death benefit available. The challenge there is some companies will look at whatever, they won't be counting your death benefit as it's being applied for. They'll look at what it's going to be a few years down the road. So they might have approved you for 30 times your death benefit, but they're not looking at what your death benefit is today. They're looking at what it'll be in a few years. So maybe they did hit 30 times. Maybe they did hit 30 times your income. In which case you would be maxed out, possibly with Mass Mutual. But that doesn't mean you can't get more somewhere else. Because you should, if you apply at, say, Guardian, we would apply and we would tell Guardian your current insurance amount is whatever it currently is, 25 times. So you could still get another 5 times your income with Guardian. And we could probably do that with other folks as well. Could probably do it with other folks as well. Yeah, that makes sense that in a few years it would be 30 times. So when you apply with, you wouldn't be able to do it with Penn Mutual because Penn Mutual also looks a few years out, but Guardian does not. So it's possible to do something with Guardian. But really, at only doing 5 times your income, you're not looking at much of an extra policy to be able to get. Once your income starts to expand, then you'll be able to expand your policies. In the meantime, yeah, good idea to look at your parents, but I would suggest maybe looking at a co-ownership of the policy with them. That way, with the understanding that you're going to fund it and you basically get control of it. They're just going to help you. They're going to help you to start it. And then you'll have a death benefit on them and you'll have cash value that you can grow. I think that's a great idea. Great idea to get policies on your parents. You just got to make sure you have enough insurable interest. So if you don't do co-ownership, your insurable interest might be how much impact does one of their deaths have on your financial ability. And for a lot of folks, this is what we run into for kids or for parents or grandparents. It's burial cost. And often not much more than that. I mean, if you're living at home, maybe we can justify a little higher death benefit to maybe pay off a mortgage or something. But for the most part, the insurable interest is not going to be very high. So, Jean, you're getting a friend to open a Robinhood account. Should she open an IRA account? How does that work? So you cannot, Robinhood does not offer retirement accounts. So I would say no if she wants a Robinhood account. She can do a retirement account with Webull if you want to have her sign up with Webull. One thing to keep in mind, though, Webull does not allow options trading with retirement accounts. So if it's a retirement account and you want her to be able to do options, like the reason I say that is because I love the ability to do covered calls. I really want to be able to do covered calls with my retirement account, and I can't because I have Webull. I like Webull as a platform. It's great. I love the charts. I like the indicators they let me use. But I don't get to use options, and that's very frustrating to me. So make sure you get into a brokerage that offers whatever they want to be doing with it. So doesn't have to be Robinhood. It can be Webull. Okay, yeah, I would have her check out Webull for a retirement account. Just know that options won't be available for the retirement account. So, and in fact, you should have her join both of them. She gets free stocks. You get free stocks if she uses your referral code. And it's a win-win. She doesn't have to trade with both of them. But I really like Robinhood for the user interface. For people who are just getting started, it's a really easy to understand user interface, especially if they want to use any options as they're trying to learn the options. Yeah. So check it out. Adventure. That's an interesting idea. You like the co-ownership. Parents are definitely one of your millionaires next door, but I still do live at home. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, co-ownership probably going to work out the best then, because that'll be the way to get a big policy. Depends on how much you're trying to be able to fund it at. Maybe you can talk them into helping you fund it. Who knows? Right? That would be even better. You're welcome, Gene. You're welcome. Yeah, hopefully that helps, Adventure. Hope that helps. You're always welcome to reach out. Happy to talk to you. Sounds like you're working with IBC. They're great. I'm affiliated with IBC as well. Steve is the one who taught me how to design these things. Steve Parisi over there, and he's got some great videos. We tend to attract a lot of the same folks because we're so transparent. People that like numbers, engineers, IT, people who like details. We tend to get a lot of them. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, Gene, Robinhood, great for options. Yep. All right. Well, we are getting right at an hour, and I am going to let my voice rest for the rest of the evening. So I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys being here. I thank you for being subscribers. If you're a subscriber, if you're not, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you ding the bell so you know when we go live. Remember, you can leave voicemail messages on my website, or a voice message on my website for a question and answer session for next week. I can leave you with the holy chair. Leave voicemail message at my website, OregonCashflowPro.com. And yeah, would love to help you guys out if we get the opportunity. Adventurer, you're in one of Meet Kevin's courses. You've dropped my name for an interview in the private chats. Nice. Oh, that'd be awesome. That would be really good exposure, too. He's got a lot of viewers. And in fact, when I go to my channel, it's funny, because when I go to my channel, it shows me what other channels all my viewers watch. And, like, Meet Kevin dominates it. It shows me, like, the top videos all of my subscribers watch. And, like, Meet Kevin. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, that guy's just... It's hard to compete with him. Let's put it that way. He puts up so many videos, and they're really well done. Good quality. So, that's cool. I appreciate that. All right, well, I'm going to play you guys out with some cool music, and we'll be back next Wednesday. I'll be back tomorrow for our live streams, but we've got videos coming out all the time. If you're interested in life insurance, I usually put out those videos over the weekend. Any new videos, especially from our Wealth Care Wednesday live streams, where I answer life insurance question videos or other relevant videos, and we clip them, make a new video of it, and I put that out on the weekend. So if you've missed them before, it's a great way to catch up. They're easily digestible in just a few minutes usually. So yeah, have a good night, and we will see you guys next time.